Now we're off on an adventure now. There is an app in the App Store, if you have a look, called Falkirk Explored, and it's a Scottish tourism app. And in that app there are multiple sort of driving routes, cycling routes, and there's a driving route that's called the Best of Falkirk, and it highlights about, I can't remember, 15 or 16 different places. And I thought it'd be a good challenge to turn that into a cycling route, so I used Komoot and I've plotted out a route. It is about 70 kilometres long. It's going to take me a bit longer with all of this, lugging all this gear around, but I thought that would make it more of a fun challenge, so I'm turning a microadventure into a day out the next day. So the first stop is Blackness Castle. You can't really see it through the trees there, but you've probably seen it in my footage last night. And the idea is that I will be starting the route in the app, and I will be making a travel journal, and I will have a photograph of each of the points. So this should be quite fun. And it's around 9 o'clock, definitely ready for a second coffee soon. So I'll get the app out, I'll plan my next break. But I'm quite excited about this challenge, so I've called it the Falkirk Mega Cycle on Komoot, and I will start the route once I get at Blackness Castle, which is just down the road. It's just about a kilometre away, you can see it from here. So I'm Ali Burns, and bye for now. Morning. Right, so here we are at the start of my Falkirk cycling route. Won't make our way to start that castle. You can't do that in every castle. Well, maybe you can, but Scotland's definitely got a lot of castles. It's a wee bit windy here, I apologise for any wind sound. So I've made my route on Komoot for my Falkirk, Best of Falkirk, and I've loaded up the app. We're on the map view just now, and I'll zoom out. You can see all the different points. I've basically created myself a custom Komoot route to make my way around. So the number 3 is way up the corner, that's what's making my route a bit longer, but for the sake of completion we'll do a lot of them hopefully. So I get a photo from each one for the travel journal, and I'll be moving on from 10. I'm assuming I'll be going next to Bowness Railway and then the Kinneil House Museum and Estate. So I'll grab my photos and get moving. If you can see in the distance what looks like Thomas the Tank Engine steaming up just now. Nice red and blue colour scheme. Right, so I came around the other side. Can't quite see Thomas from here, but this is the Bowness Railway. It's pretty awesome. You can read a bit more about it in the app and online, but they've got loads of old steam locomotives and carriageways and all kinds of things. I don't know a lot about railway terminology, but it seems a pretty awesome railway museum. Definitely worth checking out if you've got time. I'd like to come back properly and not on a crazy mega tour. Okay, bye for now. So we're heading to Kinneil House and Estate, and I forgot actually, one of the cool things about the Bowness Railway Museum is it's actually got a working railway as well. So the line comes down here, and there's actually a stop here for the Kinneil Estate. So if you were visiting the museum, you can get on the old trains and make your way along here. I'm not sure what the other stops are, I'll let you know if I find one later on. I just thought I'd drop that in, it's pretty cool. So back that way is the museum that we just came from. So onwards to the estate. Neil House and Estate gardens. So there's a museum in here. I think the ground floor's got some kind of history about bow nests. And the gardens are pretty awesome. I've actually cycled through here before. There's like a wee bike track in the woods and everything. It's pretty cool. And here we've got a cylinder of an engine erected by James Watt. So the next stop is the Kelpies, which is actually perfect because I know for sure there's a cafe there and I think it's open. Even though we're in lockdown, I'm pretty sure it's open. So that is a perfect opportunity to have my first little food stop. So we're heading up here through the woods, onwards. Still a bit to go to the Kelpies, but it will be well worth the journey when I get there and have something tasty. So on we go, bye for now. So we made it to the Kelpies, which are an absolutely awesome sight to behold. You don't need to be here to appreciate how big they are. They're pretty magnificent. It's a must-do in the Falkirk area to come and see. Unfortunately, my worst nightmare has happened. The cafe is shut. There's a little coffee and cake stall here, but they have no soy milk, so I don't want to pay for an Americano when I've got an AeroPress in the bag. So I can maybe brew up an AeroPress just now, since the cafe's shut, or just hold on to the next stop. So a wee bit disappointed I'm not getting a tasty latte, but we'll survive. I'll recharge my batteries here as well. Maybe I'm gonna give my mum a call, give her a wee update. So I will see you at the next adventure point. Forward to this one, pineapple. So the building is pretty awesome, as you can see why it's called the pineapple. It's shaped like a pineapple with realistic leaves. It was built in 1700 and something, at the end of the 1700s. Find out more in the app, but it's pretty awesome. So as usual, I'll go and take some photos of it from a travel journal. I might even have a quick cup of coffee here. I'm feeling a bit peckish. I don't know if I can wait until I get back into Falkirk. So I might boil up some water and have a little coffee to keep me going on the road. Oh yes, so hot water. A little snack to go with it. Delicious. right, this is it. We found an absolute hidden gem here. It's my favourite kind of place, a good old abandoned building, but not only an abandoned building, an abandoned castle. This is no unauthorised personnel, but it says unauthorised personnel enter at your own risk. No liability taken, so check it out. But let's go explore. You could definitely come and stay here the night. It'd be absolutely terrifying, I bet. Right, I better get moving back to the Falkirk wheel. I've just checked the time. It is past lunchtime. I've not had a lot to eat considering I've been cycling into the wind with a heavy load, and so we're off to the Falkirk wheel for some food and some rest. See you soon. One problem with planning routes in an app like Komoot, which is a great app, but you don't really know what kind of terrain you're going to come up against. You expect some paths and stuff, but this is kind of like a mud path. It's reminding me of Tough Mudder. That year I did it on a Sunday, and by the Sunday it was so soaked and muddy, the thing. Have a look. Oh, and I've not got a off-road back tyre. That's the problem. It's a sort of city one, so it's got a nice sort of triangle thing for keeping your speed on the thing, but I'm losing traction all over the place. But this hopefully is the last bit of mud here, and then we should hopefully get through the clearing. So better get going. I'm getting really hungry now. You probably noticed the theme of my video is talking more and more about food, so I'm going to definitely look forward to this even more, having trolled through this mud. Bye for now. So we finally made it to the Falkirk wheel. I've just watched it go round. It took about 5 minutes. It's awesome feat of engineering. So the whole thing's like counterbalance. So one's going up, one's going down. It hardly uses any energy at all. It's spin around. And imagine like the amount of locks you'd have to go to get up that height there. I've cycled up it. It looks pretty steep. So finally, as you can see behind me, the cafe is open. And I am going to eat a lot. So I'm definitely helping Scottish tourism today, because I'm just going to spend as much as I think I can fit into my stomach. So I'll see you in a few minutes in the cafe. Bye for now. made it to the Rough Castle fort. When they say Rough Castle, I mean it's roughly a fort. It's basically part of, here's the Antonine Wall. It was like a wall, kind of like the Hadrian's Wall, a bit further north. And this here is the site of the fort. There's bits of information here in these posts. You can see roughly the shapes of the building in the grass. I didn't realise this was so close to the excuse me. I didn't realise this was so close to the Falkirk Wheel. It's a huge big park area, so if you ever visit Falkirk Wheel and once you've seen the wheel go up and round and you've had your food, I would recommend you have a walk through these lovely woods up here. So as well, it's not quite a fort, but there's a lot of history here. The Antonine Wall you can read more about on the little plaques as you walk about the area. So we're getting there on the tour. I'm now heading back into Falkirk town centre. I think there's a couple of things around the centre there before we end up in our final destination at Linlithgow. But I'm going to get a move on just now and not really stop for very long in the next few stops. Bye for now. Right, so we made it to Falkirk town centre. Here's the big spire that you may have heard of. I can't spend too much time here because the time is getting on, so I'm going to head off in the direction of Linlithgow. We've got a couple of stops before Linlithgow. So as much as I like to stay here and buy even more food, I better get going for the sake of time because it's going to get dark soon. So I will speak to you soon. So we made it to Callendar House and Park, and yet another awesome place in Falkirk I didn't know about. There's a massive big grounds here, loads of nice old forests as you can see behind me, and all kinds of walks up there. But we need to be heading this way for the next thing. The next destination is some kind of woodland walk as well. So it's getting a bit dark, raining. The weather's not been the best today, but we've mostly been dry. Just a bit of rain in the morning and a wee bit at lunchtime as well. So I better get going. Right, we found the burn. So we're heading up this way, so we can hopefully find a waterfall as promised on the walk. I think we're going to see it because there's still a bit of forest to go. So I will hopefully catch you in a minute next to a waterfall. Right, we've got some kind of waterfalls. They're quite small, but I'm filming this just in case they don't get any bigger, but I'm sure they do. So we're about to head up this big steep hill here, winding up, so there may be more waterfalls ahead. But for now, success. It's technically a waterfall, water is falling down. I'm taking that as having found some waterfalls. I may see you soon at another waterfall, who knows. Bye for now. did it. We found the big one. Almost lost it. It was almost away on my planned route, but I had a feeling that there was still the big one at sea. So we'll go down here and get a photo and some shots on the other side. Woo! We got it. We got the shot. I never like to miss a waterfall. That side over there looks like a better spot to get a good photo, but I'll see if I can nip in with my camera and get a shot from the photo journal. But it's a pretty magnificent waterfall. I'm sure I've been using that word a lot today, magnificent and awesome, but yeah, it's a wonder. Right, I'll get a photo and then we'll get moving. The time is getting on, we don't have much daylight left. We made it to Muir Avonside Public Park, Country Park. It's the only big fancy national park in Falkirk. I just read it in the app, but I'm getting quite tired. I forgot what I've just read. I was going to tell you all about it. But what's really cool is we can see in the distance what looks to be a llama, or those animals that look like llamas, alpacas, one of the two. So that wasn't listed on the thing. That was quite exciting, and I think there's some kind of Clydeshire horse coming up as well. So we're going to cycle through the park onto the aqueduct, and then I think we're done. So this is quite exciting. Didn't expect to see llamas here today. On the map it just says sheep and cattle. There's no cattle in there just now. So onwards. I'm really looking forward to this meal at the end of the day, but it's been a fantastic day. Just about done. The aqueduct is very close, and then it's just pedal on to Linlithgow for the final stop and the train home at the end of the day. Oh! We got Hamish the cow. He's not turning around for a good photo though, but I have only now just spotted the traditional ginger Highland cow. Got a photo of that one, got a black one and a white one. So with 3 different colours. I had no idea there came as many colours as that. So let me take a quick snap of just the additional one over there for the journal, and then woo, the aqueduct, and then food. It looks like we're going along the canal to Linlithgow, so hopefully it doesn't take too long. At this weather, I doubt there's that many dog walkers and people walking along just now, so I should get a nice clear run, slow down at the bridges, but otherwise get the pedal on. I've said it before, I'm now even more looking forward to this food. My knee's a little bit sore now to keep my physio up, so let's get this photo and hit the road. complete. Falkirk has been well and truly explored. This is the aqueduct, the end of the tour, and I can see what they mean about being like the biggest aqueduct in the world or whatever. Again, I should have done my reading before I start recording. It's a monster. Now, there's the good news and the bad news. The good news is the aqueduct takes the canal to Linlithgow. The bad news is I'm going to have to go up the stairs with my bike laden with the panniers to the top. But it'll be worth it, and we'll get a photo from up the top. So it's been an awesome day. The weather's been a wee bit annoying, but despite that, it's been fantastic. There's loads of Falkirk. I had no idea whatsoever was here, especially all the woodlands. I like cycling the woodland paths. I've been through all kinds of mud. I've found other things that aren't even on the tour. Abandoned castle, quite a modern castle. That was quite fun. And I didn't expect to see llamas. I didn't expect to see 3 colours of Highland cow either. So it's been amazing. The pineapple was pretty cool, and I've also just bumped into someone right now who recognised me from this morning. He says, "Were you at the pineapple?" And he was coming out and I kind of waved him in. And he's now out walking his dogs at the end of the tour, so pretty much one of the ones at the very start. He's been out, had his day, whatever he's been doing, he's walking the dogs again. And here's me still out, ending my cycle. So that was quite a coincidence to bump into someone that had seen me. So, assuming no one has stolen my bike in the short time I've been filming, I always get scared, but I can see it. Oh my god, look. What is this? Hello, Echo. How far does it go? Hello. This is quite scary. Look at there. Oh, here we go. That's the end. It's all mud. Slid down. Now that is a scary little place to be fancy sleeping out for the night, rough. But then you have an excellent view when you get out. So here we go, up to the aqueduct, join the canal again, all the way to Linlithgow to the station, and a well-earned dinner, maybe even a little beer. Whew. I've been Ali Burns, and it's goodbye for now, unless I had a little bit of filming in Linlithgow. What a day. Goodbye. So I made it up the top. That was a bit of a climb with the bike. Here we are, we're back on the canal. It looks nice and quiet. I'm not going to cycle on these cobbles in this wet along the path, so I'm going to walk the bike, give me a wee bit of a rest after that big set of stairs. Oh, what a day. Look at these trees. We're starting to see autumn as well. You can see the colours changing. One thing I do know about this aqueduct is that it is lined with metal. I'm not exactly sure what kind of metal, but it's lined with metal, which meant they didn't need as much stone, which means the big pillar supports are actually hollow and there's stairways inside them, because they didn't need to be as much to carry the weight if this was made with stone. Obviously a lot heavier. So that's one thing I did learn from the app that I remembered. So here we go. Probably the longest walk I've done today, along the aqueduct, and then food and the well-earned sit down. I've been on my feet all day actually. Hardly sat down. Here we go. So I started my journey at a castle, Blackness Castle. That seems like a long time ago. That was about 9 o'clock, and I end the trip at a palace, the Linlithgow Palace, birthplace of Mary Queen of Scots. And here you can see the succession from Mary Queen of Scots all the way along, down the wall. If you fancy a bit of history. And the church next to it has gone and got themselves a pretty fancy looking spire. That's kind of like Game of Thrones-esque. Pretty cool, pretty gothic. You can imagine Batman having something like that. So there we go, Linlithgow Palace. So this is truly now the end of the actual journey, but you may get a wee update of me and my dinner shortly. So may see you soon.
The 2009 service to Edinburgh. This train is for